Oh, I'm always curious to see what the other composers are up to these days. I like the BMI awards. It's kind of like all these guys that are like stuck in little rooms by themselves. We all kind of like come up to the surface for one night, and it's interesting. That I'm most proud of? Oh, I don't know. I'm an old guy, so I go all the way back to Pee Wee's Playhouse. But I don't know. I'm doing another movie right now with Wes Anderson. I've done most of his films, and I don't know. I do a lot of animation things and a lot of TV, and I don't know if you know. I have a band, and we put an album out last year so I've been touring some and finding out how shocking it is to go out on stage for like 3 or 4 weeks in a row every night compared to when you're 20. It's different when you're 20. Honestly, it kind of sucks. I like the part where you're on stage, but the rest of the day is such a waste because you're like being corralled into airplanes and then into cars and then backstage, and then you're waiting to do a show, and then you do a show for 90 minutes, and then the rest of your day is a waste. So, and then I have I have 2 kids, 6 and 9 years old, and I'm thinking, I'm somewhere on the East Coast going, okay, let's see, are they home from school yet? Okay, they should be doing homework. And then you call up, and then my wife says, who wants to talk to Dad? Oh, they're watching TV right now. There's a show on Disney Channel, so you can't get them away from the TV. So, so I'm not into it. But, it's like I get what I deserve if I leave the house for that long. They're still like kids. They're still like living in dog years. So it's like a week is like a year to them. It's totally different. When we first came out in 77, 78, we were a really controversial band, and we had a lot of press attacking us and freaked out by what we were doing, and crazy audiences, and our patrons were all people like Brian Eno and David Bowie, and it was a whole different thing. And now it's kind of like we get all these really nice reviews, what a great sounding record, and then I'm looking at all the other records they like, and I'm like, I don't like any of the stuff they like, so wait a minute, what does that mean? So I don't know. It's kind of weird, it's kind of weird to find yourself to be an elder statesman in pop music. For me, it's like composing is really what I really enjoy the most. Writing songs for a record to me is kind of boring because when you do movies, in 2 weeks you'll write as much music as you would write for an album that you might spend a year and a half writing, and so it's like everything's faster and more, from the gut, and like more exciting to me than doing an album. Albums seem more calculated and slow moving now in retrospect. I'm lucky in the sense that I've been able to kind of like work in a lot of different genres of music and in a lot of different formats. I've done a lot of games, and I've done, I've maybe 1,000 commercials. I don't even know how many. I've done name a car commercial or a cereal. I've done them all. But it's like just being able to move around. It's kind of better for your brain than if you just have to do the same thing over and over again. So I don't know. I'm lucky in that sense.